Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of TerraTech. I'd like to welcome you to the family. Two new members. We have, first of all, this guy right here, and over there, our next victim. That's one of the ones that we fought before. That's the one where we got absolutely tons and tons of stuff for our base here. This episode is going to be awesome. Do you want to know why? I have sussed out a really cool way for us to do our base and make it, first of all, a lot easier. Like, everything that we're doing here is taking a lot of time. It's kind of finicky because you've got to place one block at a time, and I've come up with a way to improve our base, make it easier to expand, change, etc, etc. But we're going to start off this episode with our new vehicle over here, which is probably now fully charged. And this thing, I mean, do I even need to explain what it is? It is an assault vehicle, but what I love about it is how it turns. Check this out. It can turn real quick, which I really like. And look at this thing. It's got two shields, two healing bubbles. It has a large battery in the middle of it. It's mostly built out of these yellow blocks. There's a few of the lighter ones in there. There's some armor pieces on the side to protect different parts of it, including at the back here we've got our cab sort of sticking out of the end, which is a little bit strange, but it is really cool, and we're about to go and test this thing out for the first time and take on that tech over there. So I just want to say, as always, if you're enjoying these videos, leave a like. It makes a difference, and thank you for all of the likes that you've been doing so far, all of the comments, and just coming along, you know, to watch the videos, because this game is awesome. I'm having a great time playing it, and you guys are loving it too, so it's all good. Right, and as I was about to approach this thing, I've just noticed this thing is kind of slow. It felt like it was fast, but then I wasn't trying to travel anywhere with it before. It's just sort of moving around, checking it out. So we might have a little bit of trouble there, but we do have double shields and double healing bubbles, and we are getting a little bit too close. We need to approach our... We need to time our approach, and now would be a good time to strike and try out these new weapons and ridiculous amounts of coil lasers. Let's take out those wheels. Let's take out those wheels and get it sitting on the ground, not knowing what to do. That would be a great start. This is an extremely easy fight. This is too easy, almost. I feel like we haven't even been hit yet, and already this thing has just been completely and utterly demolished. Come on, let's get rid of that wheel. It's stuck on the ground. We can see the cab. I think that's the cab there. Oh, no, it is attacking me. Let's continue to attack it then. I wanted to get just the cab alone, so not lots of stuff got blown up. And this thing is just too effective. See you later. Victory. That was unbelievably easy. And we now have a job to do because we've got to bring this thing home. I'm just wondering, can we attach you here, somewhere at the back? We sort of can. And then put some wheels on you. Like that, and Frankenstein our way back. We can. It looks like we can. That's the way I want to do this. That's awesome. Okay, this thing doesn't maneuver good, but we can now build a platform here at the back and bring all of these goodies home. So that was extremely easy. I really like our new tech. I think all of you are probably going to like it as well. Let me know what you think of it. I think it's awesome. We're now going to bring all of these items back, which will take a little bit of time, but I'll meet you back over at the base and I'll show you what we're going to be doing over there. See that little fella over here? Over there? He's going to become part of our experiment in a moment. And I just want to say, this game gets really laggy at night when all the lights turn on. I think what I want to do is actually stop using lights on the base. Just have them on the techs. So there is something that I want to talk about and show you, and that guy over there is going to become part of what I'm going to show you. That'll all make sense in a second, I think. So this over here is a rotary anchor, I do believe, and you can put a weapon on it, and then it rotates around. Aha, there you go. Now what I don't know if it's the bit on top that rotates or the bit at the bottom, which is something we're trying to find out, because I've realised the way that we need to do our base is to make it modular, to make lots of things like this that are anchored into the ground and to separate it all up into little bits. The reason why, if I want to change out, you know, a couple of things here and there, you kind of have to dismantle the whole thing and then build it back up again. So you see these blocks over here, if I were to accidentally click or something was to destroy those ones, the entire thing would fall apart and that would be absolutely terrible, wouldn't it? So what we need is lots of things anchored all over the place that make up the walls and all the different bits. So I think our walls being perfect and, you know, meeting up with one another is not... Oh, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get destroyed, mate. What are you doing? He's also going to destroy our stuff if he runs in there. Well... I was going to use him for an experiment, but see you later, basically. It looks like he might have destroyed something around here. I can't really remember exactly what was going on in the middle of that area. Also, these blocks right here, I'll have those. Thank you. Cheers. So I wanted to drag that guy over to the turret to find out if it rotated the blocks below. And the reason why is because it's going to be pricey to build a base this way, because our other alternatives, if I could get over there, I'm not sure if I like this one so much anymore compared to the other one. If we have a look here and have a look at the prices of blocks, you'll see that our alternatives, blocks that anchor into the ground, are... Oh wait, there we go, that's that one. So this costs 400, that's a reasonably low price. And if we continue our way down... Oh, do you know what? Delivery cannons anchor into the ground, don't they? And so do refineries as well. Are refineries even cheaper? I think we might have found a new possibility here. Refineries are same price as delivery cannon. Okay, good to know. This thing right here is 4,000, and the other block that anchors to the ground is also 4,000, which is the payload terminal. So we just discovered we could use delivery cannons. We actually have quite a lot of those on here as well, and they're cheaper, which is good. And then we can anchor them to ground in certain places and start building the base up like that. So although these are cheaper and I'd like to use them, it's all about if they rotate or not, which is something we want to find out. So to try and paint a picture of what I'm about to build, things like this, these little standing bits with weapons on top, I think we're going to have more of them sort of situated around, and then we'll have other anchored points that just make up walls that kind of overlap and are armoured. And then it also means when something comes into the area, not every single weapon fires at once, like you saw a moment ago. So it should be a really cool way to do the base. But I've done my nattering. Sometimes I do natter on a bit in these videos, and now it's all about the work, really, because we've got to now put this idea to the test. But first of all, I do want to test this. So let's have a quick look in the area. I see something over there. It looks like a bit of a tougher tech, maybe not the sort that I want to lure back over to this thing. There may also be something in this direction. I don't really see anything at all. It's quite deserted at the moment, so let's go over here. Let's get this one's attention. Hi, you look like you've been in a fight, which is kind of good, because I'm hoping that you will follow me and not be able to hurt me that much. That weapon is vicious, but keep following me. And hopefully it doesn't do that much damage. Right, that's it. Keep coming this way. Do you know what I should do? I should do it right now, is get that sentry turret away from all of those weapons. It is no good right there. And you can see it's kind of been set up pretty well because we have a block attached to it. Okay, that's still good, and a weapon. So we'll see how the weapon and the block interacts with it. Alright, guy, come over here. I got something for you to attack. Are you going to follow me? He's probably going to take his time, isn't he? That's right. We'll back off now. We'll let it hit us. Hopefully our battery will hold out. Otherwise that thing's going to do some serious damage. It's coming close. Let's start moving. What are you going to do? Are you going to rotate? Are you going to attack? It looks like it's doing nothing. It's now off you. Oh, and it's blowing our stuff up. That's really not good. That's really not good at all. That weapon is vicious. It goes for our shields, apparently. I see our sentry turret is doing absolutely nothing, which is extremely disappointing and also worrying. And now this thing's getting a beating. Come on. Just want those coils in the line of fire there. We've taken his main weapon out. That's good. And as I say, I realise he would have been good for further experimentation there with no weapons. And he did some serious damage to me, which I now got to go and repair. Yeah, not great. And something dangerous looking has spawned over there. So it looked to me like this did absolutely nothing. Maybe it depends on the type of weapon you attach to it. But I can't risk it. At 400, you know, it's lower. The price is lower, and we do need a lot of these anchor points. But we've got delivery cannons. We can earn more. It's not as drastic as 4,000. I don't want to take a risk and build our base on these things. As you saw there, it didn't even look like it rotated or anything, because it might rotate the blocks as well, which would be an absolute pain and a big problem. I don't know if you've seen what happens when you have, like, let's say two techs sort of working. Basically, I watched Biffa's video and he had a tech with like a system to claw around the other tech and drag it along, and when you try and interact the two of them together, you know, move one tech with the other one, they can end up taking a lot of damage, so we would want to avoid that with our structure. So yeah, anyway, this guy's going to get repaired, and then we're going to continue on. So this is what I'm talking about. We've got like a turret here on the corner. This thing is full of weapons, and it looks awesome. I like it a lot. However, as I was doing the last bit right here, I started to think that maybe having the weapons on the inside wasn't the best of ideas, since they're going to be attacking the outside. But basically behind each of these blocks we have on the inside, let's see, we've got our delivery cannon to anchor it to the ground, and now that I'm using them I realise it's a little bit silly, because I want all of these to have solar power attached to them as well, because we want to put a battery so that there can be some healing bubbles, and we can also put chargers on them. So if we take this guy and go real close to it, you'll see that he gets a charge, which is pretty convenient, and there's a big old battery in there as well, so it holds a lot of energy. And it looks like you have to get the angle just right to actually connect to it. Although I think it's on this side over here, so it's easier on the other corner. So this is the way we're going to move forward. The thing now is just that it's going to be really expensive, because over here we need an AI module, and we've got a battery to attach to it. But yeah, then when we want to build our next one, we're going to need a whole bunch of these again. It's going to start costing a lot of money. So this is the wall that's going to extend between the two turrets. We're going to make it even bigger than what we've done over here. Because it's now a lot easier. For example, I haven't put a platform on the back side. We've just got the wall. It's its own separate thing. We can click on it. We can click on that one. It makes things a lot easier in general. And I might put some weapons on the front of this wall as well. That would probably be a good idea. So the one last thing that I wanted to mention here was the sentry turret, which I can't locate. I did drop it down on the ground somewhere, but basically I did some more testing, and I realised that you need to attach an AI module to it, and when you do that, it's going to rotate around and try and attack any opponent that's nearby, but also it will rotate any blocks attached to it on any side, so that would make it, you know, not what we're looking for here. However, if this thing rotated and it was all like a connected unit above the sentry tower, then it would probably be pretty cool, but that's not what we're here to do. And I'm going to try and do a bit more base building right now, so I have something more to show you. But I think the next thing is more adventuring, because we're out of money, we need more resources, and we need more blocks as well. So I went out there and did some exploring, and I didn't take my harvester. I actually took this thing and went round to our previous bases and picked up all of the leftover items. So the only thing we've got over there now is the airplane off in the distance. But otherwise, we've been able to set up this little thing right here. So this has an AI module, a cab, it's also got a charger, and it can get power as well as a battery. So all of that's good, but now we're really down to the point where we do need some money. Is that still charging us? Yes, it is. It should do, because it's got a big old battery in it. So we now have this second tower right here, and we have our first wall that is complete. And I've decided to leave this side over here open as an entrance. So this is a way in and out of the base, and we'll probably have one of those at the end of each wall, so there'll be 4 entrances and exits. But if we go to this side, you can see this thing has been armed to the teeth all the way across with lots and lots of weapons, so if anything comes over this way, it's going to be in trouble. And then it sort of wraps around this little thing right here, this turret on the corner. So everything's going really well with the base building, but it is going to take a lot of time. I've been out there and destroyed a couple more of the yellow tech vehicles, and I found that now there's just so many weapons and stuff left over that it doesn't feel like you really need to take them. You just need to take what you need at the moment, which is what we're going to continue doing. I might go over and attack that one. I think that would be a good idea, because we need some stuff. But what I'm thinking we'll do right now is not go and harvest materials. I think for the rest of this episode we're going to go do some exploring and try and find some new block types, because I actually found one, and the way I found it was quite funny, because I was working on the base over on this side and something just ran into the base on the opposite side and it got destroyed, and it left behind a really cool block, which is somewhere around here. There it is. You can't really see it at night actually. Let's just spin around again and I'll grab it and drop it down on the ground. So this thing right here is a gyro stabilizer. I think we saw this when we were in that test world that time, and I haven't actually been back in that world at all. Yeah, so that thing's cool. I think it's mainly for flying vehicles, and what I'd like to do is discover some more blocks at the moment. Now, when I went out to find all the things that we'd left behind elsewhere in this world, I did actually discover a couple of new blocks, but they were on vehicles off in the distance. I could sort of see them, tell that they were new, but I couldn't do anything more than that. And yeah, so that's sort of the plan at the moment. I think what I'm going to do is drop this healing bubble off and then wait till the daytime to charge my batteries, and then we're going to go and attack that one over the side there. It looks like it might have a lot of these yellow blocks, which is what we're after really. If I see one with lots and lots of weapons, at this point that's not particularly what I want to go for. And we're going to put these here to sort of heal these fellas. Right, yeah, anyway, I'm going to wait for day and we're going to get charged up. So these two are ones that we've seen time and time again. They're loaded with weapons, they don't have a lot of blocks. That one right there has a few more blocks than the other one, I guess. And that's the one that I fought last time, by the way. I did that off camera though. So you do get a few blocks from it, but you've got to do it right. So let's approach this thing, and the best way to hit it is from the side, and at the moment it's sort of turning around. So We'll sneak up on it, and now I think is the time to strike, although we're a little bit too far away. Look at all those coil lasers it's got. That is a stupid amount of coil lasers. I want to stay to the side a little bit to avoid those, and now we're caught in the crossfire. Let's back off, and it looks like it's lost a couple of wheels, which is good. And we don't want that other one to get drawn into this fight, and I'm struggling to turn the correct direction here. There we go. There we go. Tons of damage being done. Backing away slowly. And it's doing a little bit of damage to us. Not too much though. And I think that might be it. No, wait a minute. It's still shooting at us. We should probably finish off the job. Okay. Still just a little bit more to go. And I'm a little bit worried about those big blocks getting destroyed, because they're the ones that we want to keep. There we go. That's it. So let's see the damage. Yeah, look at this. Some coil lasers at the front here get destroyed. That's happened each time recently. And I was going to say there's space there for a coil laser, but we've got the armor panel right there, which is protecting our shield and healing bubble. So after we've destroyed this thing, it's the one with loads and loads of those coil lasers. We're just going to leave these here, but we can take the ones and put them back on the front like that, which is pretty cool. So we did get a few blocks. Let's have a count. We got 1 right here, 2. We're going to leave everything else behind. 3, 4, 5, and we might fall backwards. I'm going to take that one as well. So 5, did we leave any over there? Doesn't look like it. And also this thing sometimes has some shield bubbles, which would be worth picking up. However, at the moment I don't see one. No healing bubble, but the base wall here has been expanded, and I think there's just enough room over here for us to get through. So this thing can probably be weaponized. Actually, there isn't. We're probably going to have to remove this bit right here. I only added it because it wrapped around the wall, and I thought that looked cool. Let's put the weapons over here. And for now I'm just going to temporarily attach these over here, and I'll move them later, and that gives us plenty of room to get through. However, for our other vehicles in the future, we'll want to keep them about this width to get through all the gaps. We'll probably have like a bigger entrance somewhere, but my thoughts are we don't want the enemy vehicle sort of running straight into the base like this. That would probably be a bad thing if they get behind our defensive lines. However, it's probably really unlikely as well that they're going to find a way in there unless it's by blind luck. So that way, you know, having big entrances, they're more likely to find a way through. And this thing looks ever so cool. Look at the way all the healing bubbles are lined up. It's certainly coming along. It just takes such a long time. I really have been working on it. And if you look at all of this over here, you might be thinking, oh, there's so much valuable stuff left behind. Well, put it this way, one of those is going to spawn again. If ever we need the weapons, we can just go destroy one, which is extremely easy. And then get what we need. So for now, I'm going to go do some exploring. I really want to find some new blocks, and it was over in that direction when I was exploring earlier that I saw some techs that had them. So I'm going to head back over there. Going to charge up before I leave. Just going to take this one out quickly on camera. These little things right here, they keep spawning real close to the base. And do you have a healing bubble? No, they're just the wheels, aren't they? And so that didn't drop anything of interest. So yeah, going to get healed up, and then we're going to move on out. So while that thing's charging up, I got some feedback from the previous episode about our harvester, and some of you were saying, or just a couple of people, that this thing right here acts like one of these. What is it called again? A receiver, and apparently we didn't need to attach these to it. Now I did some testing and it didn't do that, but then again, you know, testing isn't always accurate, so let's try it and see. And yeah, it does pick them up. That's awesome then. So we don't need these little receivers. They can be used for something else. And this is just one massive receiver then, isn't it? And it's even called... No, it's not called a receiver. It's called a tractor pad, so it wasn't in the name. I thought for a second there it would be typical if it was. So we'll attach these temporarily, bring them back to base. But that's good to know. Hoping to do some harvesting in between episodes as well, get our money up, because we really need to buy more stuff at the moment, which I haven't been finding in various different locations. For example, over there, a few episodes back ago, we found a base, and on it it had... one of the solar panel things, and yeah, went back there in search of it and couldn't find it, which is a little bit strange. Maybe it despawned, but things like that are expensive and we need to buy them, so we got some work to do. Anyway, that thing's probably charged up now, so I'm going to head out and we're going to go on a little bit of an adventure. So I've headed directly east from our base, and not too far away we have another one of these dispensers, which is great. And on the way over here I was literally thinking that these wheels, they're great, but maybe I want to switch to these ones and get a whole bunch of them, because they are kind of slow, but they can take the weight. And then we find this, which I think is the equivalent of for the other type of tech, so that might be something that we want to have. I think I'm actually going to keep that on there as well. If I find... Hello! If I find another one, and another one, Is that the way these are supposed to work, or have we found a bug? Because if that's the way they're supposed to work, I mean, this is a different type of tech, but imagine that on the normal blocks, we could automatically dismantle them. Is that also a new block? No, that's a weapon. Yeah, what a stroke of luck. We now have infinite of these, which is pretty cool. That's got to be a bug, right? Let's swap over the wheels and see what this is like with these on the side here. So we'll put them on at the lowest point. So the overall thing looks like it's going to be a touch lower down. I'm hoping it will support the weight and just be a little bit nippier. Which would be awesome if it was. And I'll probably leave those wheels behind as well. Because these ones would then obviously be better. So, is it going to do what we want it to do? I think the answer is no. Nope, they're incredibly slow. Too much weight. Oh dear. Well, this is my lucky day, because neither of these look familiar to me. Are they EXP? They are. So we've got a landing gear wheel. Interesting. That actually looks kind of similar to one of the other wheel types that we've seen. We're going to attach that so we can unlock it. And this right here looks cool. A new weapon type. A fireworks launcher. A double-barreled rocket launcher with a twist. Use these fireworks to cause explosive damage to enemies. Okay, so it is actually a weapon. And it just gives you another one again. Is that a glitch? Is that going to land on top of me? Wait, no, that actually made a firework in the sky. Oh, that's amazing. I want those on my base. Whenever the enemies get near, fireworks go up into the sky and it will be like a warning signal. I can't believe that these are just dispensing over and over again. That must be a bug. I kind of feel like I don't want to like log off the world now. Because it might disappear. I'm going to take a whole bunch of these. Well, this has been extremely successful. And this is only a little bit further east of the last thing that we found. So, yeah, whenever we take a trip up here, there's things to be found. Now, this is the area that I came to explore in the hope of finding some vehicles of new tech. And is that a vehicle or is that a tree over there? Almost looks like one of those vehicles with the legs. So what have we got going on down over here? That just looks like a small little thing. The small ones usually don't have anything interesting attached to them. So I think what I'm going to do now is just do a round trip of this mountainous area, and then we're going to head back with our new goodies. This is going to be interesting to say the least. See that big fella over there? Looks like the sort of tech I want to take out. Here's the problem. We're going to have... Oh, it's doing damage to me. That is good to know. We're going to have a lot of particles. It didn't do that before, but yeah, look what happens when you move forward. There's loads of that in the air. So that's going to make it tricky, and I think since they dispense, or they seem to dispense infinitely, we should probably take those off, and maybe attach one or two of them facing forward. Let's remove those coil lasers, and put some of those on the side. That looks like a good idea, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, so, equipped up, ready for battle. No idea what the best angle of approach is. This actually looks fairly good, does it not? From the side here, I don't see weapons. I do see some new looking blocks here and there. This looks like a mining thing more than anything else. And I think those firework guns are doing a lot of damage to us. And there is just no resistance here, is there? And that's it. Did we just do that? I think we just did that. Cool. What did we get from that then? Did it even have any weapons on it? No, but it does have some new block types and tons of the things that we're looking for here. Another extremely successful part of this adventure. I am loving this game right now. So what are you? You are brand new, clearly. You're a Geocorp 15-ton hammer piston. Bam, bam, bam. Smash, smash, smash. I love it. Looks like we've got a load of those. A load of blocks, which we're after. And is there anything else that's new? That looks new to me. You are a diamond ram. Oh, right. Maybe these things like get extra materials out of blocks. We'll have to find out. That's fantastic. This looks new as well. Oh no, it's the same thing again. Something there definitely looks a little bit different, but actually I realise just seeing the same block from a different angle. Okay, so some armour plating, some of those tractor pads, and that appears to be it. It did look like it had some sort of plough or shovel on the back, but I can't see that. That probably got blown up. Yeah, so that appears to be it. Right, I'm going to assemble all of this. We're going to bring it back. That has been extremely, extremely good, hasn't it? And we have now made it back safe and sound with a load of goodies. That looks like one of the ones that I want to take out. Also, when I press spacebar, these things fire, and they're sort of pointing into blocks at the moment, which is pretty crazy. And now we're going to be rained in particles. That is a lot. That's causing some FPS issues right there. Crazy stuff. I've now got to dismantle all of this and sort of put it somewhere in the base. I think what I'm going to do now is set up a platform somewhere in the middle where we just attach all the things to and sort of keep them all organized, rather than having this jumble of a thing that's been slowly dismantled over time, because now this is going to be a similar thing. However, I do want to detach it because we've got our main vehicle at the top here. So once again, we're back, tons of organizing to do, and we're starting to gather some seriously ridiculous amounts of resources, but it's awesome, it's epic. And that's going to be it for this episode. So as always, if you've enjoyed it, leave a like on the video, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.